Hello everybody, Treno here and welcome back to the Alpha Strike dev server. And today we're going to be taking a look at the German Zerstörer, I probably butchered that, 45, which is a new self-propelled anti-aircraft vehicle which is coming in at rank 4 battle rating 6.0 between the Ostwind 2 and the Kugelblitz. So you can see there's a 1.7 battle rating gap between the Ostwind and the Kugelblitz. This is coming at 6.0, so helpfully fills that gap in. And the big difference between this and, well, there's a few differences between this and the Ostwind, but one of the big differences is it comes with 30mm guns. Of course, the Ostwind has the 37mm guns, and the 30mm guns seem pretty similar to the Kugelblitzes, so the Kugelblitz HVAP round does 61mm at 500 metres, and the Zerstörer also does 61mm at 500 metres. And you can see that this has been built on the Mobilwagen chassis, so this was supposed to be in an actual proper turret, I believe, but they didn't quite get far enough. This is basically based on a prototype. And the shells that you can fire are your default shells, which is API and high explosive incendiary tracer shells, the Minengenschoss. Then you've got a majority Minengenschoss ammunition. I've possibly mispronouncing that as well. I do apologise if so. Then you've got a majority API belt, and then you've got a pure HVAP belt. And you can get a modification that basically raises the sort of armoured walls around here, so if you get that upgrade they will be deployed, which will obviously limit how far you can fire to your left and right, but will provide very limited protection. I mean, it's only 10mm, so it's probably not worth actually going for that upgrade under any circumstances. And the hull itself is basically the Panzer IV, so obviously that chassis is getting a little bit long in the tooth by this sort of battle rating, so it's going to be extremely vulnerable. It's got 6 gears going forward to give a top speed of 24 miles per hour going forward, and 1 gear in reverse for a top speed of 4.5 miles per hour in reverse, 265 horsepower engine, and you've got a 5-man crew, so your machine gunner and driver in the hull, and your commander, gunner and loader in the fighting platform. And the gunner's got optics of 1.9 to 3.5, and a targeting speed of 36 degrees in the horizontal and 11 degrees in the vertical. So we're going to take this out for a quick test drive. We're going to do it as reference very quickly just to show what it looks like with the platform deployed. So we're just deploying it quickly with reference just to show what it looks like with that modification installed. As you can see, it does really limit your ability to fire to your sides and rear. I mean, if you're engaging aircraft, you know, it's a little bit better, but for the amount of protection you get, I just don't think it's worth it. And here it is with a completely exposed firing platform. Get rid of that tree. Take some pot shots. Oh, we managed to get a good hit straight away. Not quite enough to shoot it down, and you see we do have to reload fairly often, fairly quickly. It's not a long reload rate, so that's not too bad, and we managed to get it. Now, I don't think I'm going to have a chance in hell of hitting this aircraft, but we will give it a go. No, too far away for me to hit. And we'll test it against the ground targets quickly as well. This is with the stock shells, so some explosive, some armor piercing. So we're taking care of that pretty quickly. Got the T-26, but then against the T-34, yeah, it just doesn't particularly do very well. We'll show off the turret traverse. So it traverses pretty quickly. And with the 4 barrels, you've got a pretty quick rate of fire. Just, unfortunately, you don't get too many shots to use. You get through them pretty quickly. Oh, done quite a bit of damage there, apparently. And as you can see, the chassis itself is, unfortunately, fairly slow. I mean, maybe it's okay once you've got going a little bit, but it's very slow to accelerate compared to the other tanks. And just see if firing slows us down at all. Oh, yeah, we went down from like 16 miles per hour to 11 miles per hour when firing this in full auto, so yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Try that again. That's with me on full acceleration. We managed to get slowed down quite a lot, and we've gone through our entire ammo complement, so yeah, ammo might be a bit of a problem in prolonged engagements. And so that is the Zerstörer 45, and it seems like a decent enough vehicle. I mean, it's nothing particularly great. I mean, it's good that you've got 4 of these guns instead of just 2, but I think, I don't know, I'm not a particular fan of the 30mm against longer range targets. Of course, in actual ground battles where they're usually diving at you, it's a lot easier to use them. And you're probably not going to go through your entire ammo complement like I did. Obviously, it might be a bit of a problem, like I say, in prolonged engagements. And yeah, I mean, it's nice to see another SPAA vehicle. Like I say, we have got this gap between the Ostwind and the Kugelblitz, and it's not exactly a bad choice for adding it in. Hopefully we'll get the original Mobile Wagen at some point, maybe between the 251 and the Verbal Wind or something like that. Yeah, like I say, it's a decent enough addition. Not exactly anything game-changing, but yeah, I'll definitely use this if I get a chance to unlock it. Anyway, just a quick video for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.